Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
All right. Peace and blessings, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is David Mendes, Simon Watchman, here with Ed Hand, special guest today. We're going to do we're just going to cover a little topic has been at the forefront of my mind for a little bit. We just wanted to mention a few things about it, our input on it, and our thoughts on some of the things that we see regarding the subject of Club 33. All right, and welcome, Ed. Ed, how you feeling today, Ed?
I'm feeling a little okay. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, bro. If you don't know Ed, he's just a wealth of information. That's how I see him and value his input. And so today we decided to finally get this thing going. I'm glad we're able to because I've been thinking about this and I know I mentioned it to you. We talked about it a little bit, and it's finally happened. And so it's an awesome thing. If anybody in the chat can help out with sound, please let us know how everything's coming across. I don't have any videos to share this time. I usually get like clips and stuff, but I don't think it'll be necessary. Um, Club 33, man. So Club 33 is like uh, supposed to be the ultimate exclusive, the old premium club experience, something that you can find fine dining in a theme park is what they portray it as, right? And so they say that it's supposed to be like, well, how is it supposed to? So if you don't know, Walt Disney had this idea after being involved with the New York World, what do you call that? World's Fair. You know, you know how that? I didn't even talk to you about that one yet, man. The World's Fair.
Talking about all
Um,
those big, awesome looking buildings that they apparently built for 6 months and then tore down.
right. Instead of repurposing it, or you know, uh, or doing something with it. I mean, that could have been a big homeless shelter. That could have been something. All those big giant buildings, and one of them even holding 300,000 people. That's definitely a subject that I want to get into. Um, all right, hey Marcy T, welcome Marcy T, Salt and Light, good to see you.
Hmm.
Oh, we got the echo coming through. Okay, let's see. What's up, Steve?
Sorry, guys. I mean to be coughing.
Not too good. You're good. Um, maybe I don't know. Mute until you're saying something. Like mute in. I don't know.
Well, maybe it's on my side. Maybe that's where the echo's coming from.
See, yeah, we'll just deal with it. All right, so yeah, today we're talking about Club 33. So I didn't know Walt Disney was involved with that thing. Apparently, he's known for having his characters, running a theme park, and then the people that work at the New York World. I keep saying World Trade Center, the New York World's Fair invited him to come over and help build animatronics. And so he was like, "Yeah, I want to get involved," and he wanted to go and get the experience. It was going to be no charge to him, and he was going to go over there and just give them a little bit of insight, and then he was also going to learn stuff because he's got all these other professional builders coming in, and he learned that at the world. Right on, Steve. Thanks for being here, brother. And he said when he went to go work at the World's Fair, he was impressed. And I don't know what your thoughts are. My thoughts on the World Fair is that it was all a farce. That it was they put something there, but it was already there, but they made it to something else just to tear it down. Is that where you're at with that?
Well, I've one sec. I read this book where it goes into it's about the Knights Templar being in America, and it goes into the fact that they found mummies that had tobacco used from the American tobacco plants and other sorts of substances on them. So they've been trading from America since I guess around 2500 BC to even now from Africa. And so I think Rome settled in America. I think all sorts of other places settled in America. They built the places. People found the buildings. They're like, let's come up with this grand story about them. And yeah, and then they decided to tear them down since they couldn't replicate the building style.
Yeah. Oh man, as far as tearing it down, man, I don't know why the heck they did it. What's up, Uncle? Yeah, the whole thing about tearing it down and the things that they decided to do with it, like Paradise Island up in the Bay. They got a lot of family up there, and all they know is that it was a man-made island. Now it's a military storage, right? Where they just keep bunkers there, which is a stupid place to put it. It's a small little island for that's not even that big to where you would use for military purposes. Because I live here next to the Seal Beach bunkers storage, so it's still the same sort of deal. And that place is huge. I mean, it'd take you 30 minutes to drive through the whole thing. And over here, it's a small little island. And that's what they did with San Francisco World's Fair. Turned into little storage bunkers for the military. But yeah, I didn't know Walt Disney was invited. Of course, it's going to be a big ranking Mason dude. You know what I'm saying? To get the call to come over and help build over there at the New York World's Fair. But yeah, he got the invite to come, and then apparently he was inspired to build something like what he saw at the World's Fair at his own theme park in Disneyland. He wanted to make a little area that is just exclusive for his friends, his high-ranking friends, people that contribute money to the theme park, and that was the idea. Now I don't buy that, but he definitely did build something there that was in private, that was in secret, and I believe that I have friends who are part of the real deal Club 33. Not the one that YouTubers get to go to and take photos and videos, and they get to go and eat. And they do give and on that subject, I believe that there's a fake one that is made to take away from the mystique. I don't think the real I don't think the Club 33 that people are actually able to access. Which, if you're in Anaheim, it's the one with the blue stairs, and if you're in Florida, Disney World, it's in the brown I forgot what it's called, the Brown Baguette or something like that. The Brown Derby, the restaurant.
I'm not really sure of the places when it comes
Oh,
to
okay.
this. You're
So
more in tune with the topic than me.
so pretty much every Disney park has this version of Club 33, but none of it has anything. It's not the real deal, is what I'm saying. It's just there to try to give throw people off. The real one is the actual Club 33 in Anaheim. And if you go there, you'll be told that the entrance is over there in the it's like the Baton Rouge, Louisiana sort of deal. That's where the door is. That ain't the real door. The real door is over there by Pirates of the Caribbean, and they say that's the old door. That's the words that they use now. They said, there's always an old door, and there's the door that we use today. Again, that's just to throw people off.
It sounds kind of
You know?
interesting. It sounds like Skull and Bones, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You know, and if you go to these newer versions of the Club 33, they give off the same mystique. Like you go, there's a door, there's no door handle. There's nothing to knock on, nothing but the sign 33. And it's dumb. Like I'll show you the Florida one is like this. You go to the Florida door, there's an elevator, and it says 33 on there. You can't access the elevator. There's a 33 sign right there, and there's no button or anything. Then next to it is a staircase, and you go up the staircase, and it spirals up to the right, and then it goes to a wooden door. It looks nice and everything, but there's no door handle, no knocker, no sign, nothing. So you're like, what the heck is this door for? You know, why would they put a door up here at the top of the staircase for nothing? You come back down. Well, it was a lady who was telling about it. She said she got in the elevator, which is the actual door. And the only reason why is because she piggybanked. Some other guy comes up and he had his card. Now they're giving these cards, and you hold it up to the panel, and then that accesses the elevator. And so she goes up the elevator with the guy, and he's a member. He gets treated nice. He's welcomed right. He gets up in there. You go up to the elevator. You come out to the lobby, and he was welcome. And then they looked at her like, "What are you doing here?" She's like, "Oh, I'm just here looking around," and called security, got her out of there. So they still hold the mystique, right? But that's all just to throw people off. The one in Anaheim, it's just not too far from me. It's that is the real deal. That's the one where I believe that's it's like those hidden what do you call those? It's all underground. It's hidden away from the public. It's where all this dark stuff happens, all this craziness, and just like how they say there's different levels. There's people that pay for memberships to get in there, and the numbers I hear are 25,000 to get in, and it's $10,000 a year, right? But I have friends in my company
Yeah, your mic
who
is going a little crazy. One sec. It's doing that weird thing.
I heard it a little bit. How's it now?
It's back to normal.
Okay. So there's people that can pay for the membership. Apparently, you have to apply and then you get invited. Apparently, nobody that's gonna apply for that thing and get their way in. That's just stupid. You might get into the fake one. You know what I'm saying? They might accept you into the fake one, but the real one, I believe you have to be part of that brotherhood. Um, and you gotta be a high ranking person in order to get into there and get accepted into the real one, have access to the real one. I have I guess I should just share oh, let me see what's up there everybody in the chat real quick. Uncle, what's up? Garrett, Uncle, you want to come up here? I know she got something cool to say about this. Garrett, how you doing, man? Good to see you, brother. Bubba News. I haven't seen Bubba. Welcome, brother. Thanks for being here. Yeah, let me know if anybody wants to come up. I know we're trying to have problems, but we'll get through it. And I guess I would share how I get to meet these people, man. You know, and so they're known as the youngers, right? So the business I told you about, I have a business that I've been in for 9 years, going on 10 years now. Um, it's a multi-level marketing deal. So a lot of people, they have their reservations, about multi-level marketing. This is something that actually paid my bills for 10 years, and we did quite well, I gotta say. It's the number one company as far as uh, it has the most six-figure earners than any company in the world. If you Google it, which company has the most six-figure earners in the world? That's that company. Which company has the most millionaires in the world? That's that company. And I was all about it, man. I got to say my values were different 5, 6 years ago than they are now. Now I'm all about, taking care of what I got to take care of, my first ministry, my family, you know, church, uh, and spreading the gospel and revealing truth. Uh, shedding light on the deceptions, man. I'm tired of it. Ever since the whole stay home thing, it triggered me. Stuff like I'm, what they call a truther, right? I just sit there and watch and listen and just kind of learn from the people that that were here to share. Whether you came in through 9/11 or whether you came in through some other stuff. I'm a person who noticed that there's a lot of wickedness in the world. There's a lot of deception, and finally, I just got tired of it. So, I'm gonna start a channel and start talking about this because it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So just, I'm tired of people not seeing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking around at my family like, how do you not put two and two together right here? Like, this is just ridiculous. And I realized something was up. Something was wrong that people can't see. And so that's what got me going on this journey, man. But I was all about this business, man. My nickname was Big Money Many, and I was all about making that money, man. Branding myself, building up my team. I had a lot of people working under me. I had my office, I had everything, man. And that replaced my income. I used to be a government worker. I used to be working for social services, and I replaced that job. I replaced my bodyguard business, all here. And so I got to meet a lot of rich folks, and these people aren't shy about hanging out with us. They're always about teaching us so that, of course, it's to keep the money going. But they wanted people like me, and other leaders to um, buy into them and buy into their ideals, which is all about money. That spirit of what's that word?
Talking about you can't serve two lords at once. You either serve God or you serve Mammon.
There you
But
go.
you can't do both because you either love one and hate the other.
There you go. They have people deceived. And here's the thing: they're openly talking about God, but it's all prosperity. It's all, you know, God will bless you, and all you want. You just that whole thing, the whole money thing, chasing bills and all this, and they had us valuing all the expensive cars, fancy taste. You know what I'm saying? They had us all up in there. What's up, Lucky Haskins? Welcome, brother. That dude's a awesome guy, man. Awesome. Hey, you killed it on your little the riff I mean the little sample you gave us with the guitar. My goodness, that was awesome. Yeah, I know, Garrett. um, but yeah, man. Hey, brother. There was a couple, the youngers, who are known as big Christian. Like they're like, oh, they were telling me because they know my background in church. And they're like, oh, you'll love these people. They're God fearing people. They love the Bible. Nobody knows the Bible more than them. And I'm like, okay, I'd like to meet them, and they make 3.5 million a year, and that place they live in, I think is Santa Clarita here in California, It's up in the valleys, man. Everybody's got these hills. They got check this out, man. I go over there. We were invited to come and check out their house. Their house has staff, right, that live there, and all they do is maintain the house. And I'm not talking like one or two people. I'm talking like 15 to 30 people that are there all the time maintaining this house. It's huge, right? And we get there, we park in a little guest parking lot, and we walk all the way up to the house, and it was a good little walk. And he's got 6.6 acres where his house sits, and he's got other property where he runs this men's camp called Band of Brothers, and it's about getting in tune with God and all this stuff, and spending time in the wilderness with other men. And they got a little bunkhouse out there and a shower house, and you just go out there and you just be in the wilderness with them. And I was like, oh, that's cool, you know, getting people in tune with God again, you know. And so, let's see. Yeah, so he runs his 6.6 acres. His house is in these magazines, these home magazines. You know what I'm saying? Where it's all about designing your, you know, I don't know, home decor and all that stuff. That house is in these magazines all the time. It's just sometimes it's this room or this room or this room or this room. And the place was huge. The guy's got an upstairs that has a home theater up there. And we all went up there, our group, we went up there, hung out with him in the home theater, had the whole popcorn machine and everything. And here, check this out, man. He goes, hey, you guys want to see my secret room? I go, what the heck is this? I'm like, okay. I'm just thinking it's just an extra room or whatever. His bookshelf just slides over. Like it was an actual door. It opens like a door.
It is kind of cool though.
Yeah, yeah, man, exactly, right? It's just you know, this dude was giving all these vibes, and I was like, this, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what you consider to be discernment. So for some people, it's discernment with the law, you know, discernment of just good and bad. And I think, you know, discernment is your pretty much your conscience, your way of deciphering what's good and evil, you know. And we were there, and I was enjoying everything, meeting this dude, um, you know, you know, for the first time, it was, you know, it's good people. But there was something up, man. As soon as he started, as we were going to the house, I kept feeling these vibes about him, you know. And I was like, something's up. And I just kept ignoring it. I was like taking pictures, meeting the staff, listening to them talk about their house. But yeah, the book club, I mean the bookshelves opens up, and you go down this tunnel, right? And at the end of this tunnel was this huge room. Like, who the heck builds this extra room, the space in the roof? And he said, oh, what happened was when they built the house, they messed it up, and they had all this extra space. And he found the extra space, and he questioned it on the blueprints and made it into another room. And I'm like, I'm not a homeowner like that or nothing. I never, you know, went down that path. But uh, who the hell has all this space and a tunnel and a hidden door? And then he had a drum set in there. And he goes, this is where I come to play music. And I use this room because I don't want anybody hearing me, and I don't want to bother nobody. And I'm like, yeah, but your drum set is dismantled. Like, do you put your drum set together every time you come up in here? Everything was in pieces, you know? And it was just, the room was bigger than my room now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why you have all this extra space. You know, so it was just red flags for me. And I was like, I don't know, man. Because I don't know what other secret rooms you got. I mean, you know, we didn't get to see every inch of the mansion, but we saw enough to know that there's like weird. I don't know, just a lot of weird symbology around and all this stuff. Anyway, so these are the ones who have access to Club 33.
Hey Dave, I'm gonna be
The,
right back. I just gotta go check for the food order. All right.
okay, sure, no problem. So anyway, the subject today is Club 33, and Club 33 is you know, I believe that my friends here, the youngers, had had access to the actual Club 30, not the fake one that everybody is showing on YouTube, not the fake one that people are going and taking pictures of on the staircase in the Blue Bayou room. The real one is over by the Pirates of the Caribbean. And how do I know that the youngers have access to the real one? Is because everything that they tell us about, and they took a few of my office mates to eat there. I didn't go because there was a contest, and you have to make over $10,000 a month to be invited, and I didn't make that. So, anyways, um, how's it sound, guys? How we doing? I know there's a big echo. I'm trying to work through it. But yeah, so some of my office mates got to go, and when they went, they told of a totally different experience than what you see on YouTube. And they brought the photos back to the office so that we can all see, so they can brag about it. It's bragging rights, right? And so um, they went and they had dinner, and they came back talking about all this stuff, and I'm like, why the heck does is your experience different than what they show on YouTube? Like apparently, when the youngers go, You know, the napkins have their names stitched onto the napkins, as well as your guests, because it has to be by invitation only. So 10 of my office mates went, and so it's two members, the youngers, and the rest are all guests. The guests go. There's no echo in here. Oh, I see. Gotcha, Indy. Yeah, trying to work with them on this, but we'll figure something out. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to muscle through this one. It's all good though. So yeah, apparently when the youngers, these people who make $3.3 million a year and have a ranch on 6.6 acres, when they go to the Club 33 with our office mates, all of our guests or their guests, which my office mates, have their names stitched onto the napkins. These are cloth napkins, and they got their names on it. It's ridiculous. That is like super. I mean, that's beyond chic. You know what I'm saying? That's beyond any kind of five diamond restaurant I've ever seen. I know there's places you have to have reservations, but this place actually went that far. I'm saying that's money. So yeah, when I heard about that, I was like, damn, freaking these youngers, man. They There's something up with them. I think they're part of the real one. And I think they took my friends to the real one, which again, the entrance is over there at the Pirates of the Caribbean, which is considered the old entrance. But what I was told is that there was a lot of up and down, going upstairs, going downstairs, all this weird stuff going on. And
I'm
so,
back.
all right, bro. So then, yeah. So anyway, we meet the youngers. I get the vibes about his upstairs. Oh, the other thing too, the entire upstairs was designed to well, it was like a toy store. It was toys everywhere from all different years. And apparently he's a collector. This is what this rich guy does. He collects his toys. Um, I don't know, man. It just I got the Michael Jackson vibes, with the Peter Pan room. Uh, it was just it was nothing but toys up there, and his excuse or his what he said was, when he was growing up, he was so poor and he wanted all these toys, never could have it. Now he was rich, and so now he's got his man cave, so the whole second level of his mansion with his movie theater and his secret bedrooms and toys all over the place. And he says because when I was a kid, I never had any of these things, so now I'm rich, I can buy it all.
It's kind of
And I'm
creepy.
like, okay, yeah, a little bit, a little bit. So after checking out the house, um, we go to eat dinner, and we go to the country club that they go to in Santa Clarita. And we get out there, and I'm a little bit in awe. I'm just listening, because these are people, these are like legends in our company. And again, I was all about this business. And we go out there, man, and we're eating at this country club. This is my first time eating at a country club. Oh man, well, we had a couple birthday parties and stuff like that, but I'm not used to it. I go over there, we're eating, and they're like, hey, okay, guys, ask away whatever questions you want, about business. We're here to help you. Whatever you want to know, let us know. Ask. No questions is off limits. And then, my first thing is, here's a guy who people referred me to, like, go ahead and make him your hero. He's a big Bible guy, and so I asked him. I said, so sometimes when it's hard in business, I'll refer to the book, the good book, and I'll go to inspiration, for inspiration, and I go, what's your favorite Bible verse? What the Bible verse? What's the Bible verse that got you through the hard times? And the look on his face, man, it was like The Exorcist or something, man. He turned his head and looked at me, and he glared at me so hard. I was like, oh, shoot, like, what did I say? I was like, what did I do? Um, but he was pissed. He was pissed, and his response, um, I'll never forget. But I'm just trying to get the wording right. Um, but he pretty much responded to me in it was just not loving. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a loving way.
He's a wolf in sheep's clothing, basically.
Exactly. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I think he was just a person just portraying, a godly person, and the church is filled with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't claim to be an own expert at all. There's a lot of stuff I forgot, and I need to get back to reading the Word of God. And now I admit that, and it sucks to say, but there's a lot. I got to brush up on it big time. And I'm thinking, like, okay, here's this guy who's made it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got no issues left, as far as finances and everything like that. He's set. His family's set. And I'm thinking, here he is putting it out there on the table, saying, ask away whatever you guys want to know, whatever is going to help. What's up, LSP? Lord Spike in the house.
Getting a lot of folks in the chat tonight.
Yeah, good to see you guys. It's been a while since I did a live, man. This is cool. So, I'm thinking he's gonna be like, just be a mentor. Shoot, that's what he's supposed to be doing. That was the whole purpose, to go out and have dinner with these guys and ask them questions and get your nuggets and learn from them. And when I asked him, like, what's your favorite Bible verse? This dude looked at me like I cussed out his mom or something. Like, it was like he was pissed, and I felt it, right? I felt it right away, and I was like, okay, I shouldn't have asked him. I shouldn't have asked him the question, but it wasn't a bad question at all. And his response, he said, not that anybody's any kind of expert in the Bible or anything. And he said, but my favorite verse is whatever he said. I just brushed it off because I'm like, I don't even need to hear it anymore. And so, but he said something like, pretty much like I forgot I forgot the words, but he pretty much was like, it's not that important. Yeah. And I was like, okay. So you claim to be the Bible toting millionaire here in our company. And I just, I asked you that, and the demon came out of him, but I felt the energy, like the whole room kind of sunk down, man. It was, you couldn't even ignore it, and I don't know what your experience is when you deal with someone who's carrying a possession, you feel it, especially if you do have that kind of discernment. And like I mean, your energy has a lot. You can liven up the room, and you can also, make the presence feel. But yeah, man. Let's see. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into these rooms, man. Apparently there were microphones in the chandeliers. And they have a story behind that. They say because there's always this animatronic vulture in these clubs, Club 33. Uh, you're greeted by when it sits on top of this grandfather clock, and they say that the microphone that is in the chandelier above every table is there to listen to the conversation, so that the animatronic robot bird in the corner will jump into the conversation as you're talking.
That sounds kind of creepy as well.
That,
A
that
little too
sounds super
creepy.
creepy. But my coach, uh, I don't get along with him these days, but he let me in on some stuff, and he said, no, he's good friends with the youngest. He said, uh, Walt Walt Disney had those microphones placed in there because his plan was to have his elite friends party there, right? And if there's anybody there from another country, uh, that was their way of, you know, it was the way of having a private conversation amongst people, elites from other countries, and the microphones were there to accept all that information. Yeah, and so that's what that was for. Let's see, but yeah, man, there's just a lot that I've seen as far as these hidden rooms and secret door entrances, and I believe like all these other ones and all these other Disneylands all around the world. It's just they're all BS. You know what I'm saying? But this main one here in Anaheim, I think there's just weird stuff going on. Anaheim in general. Fullerton Informer will tell you about that. There's a lot of weirdness going on around here. I'm right on the other side of the hill from Anaheim, and I can tell you, man, there's a lot of activity out here that I've reported on that is strange to me, like these giant booms and like ground shaking explosions um, that I've reported on, and even a broke down mansion right here up on top of the hill that I'm living on now. And if you go look at on Google, it's just emptied out mansion, and they've labeled it the gates to hell. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't
Sounds
know what it is, but
interesting. It
it's
sounds like that castle in Germany. You know, I don't
which one
remember
is that?
exactly where, but apparently the story is that this castle has no like inside rooms or anything like that. It's just this big weird castle out in the middle of nowhere, and they offered uh, prisoners like get a jail free card if anyone went into this weird portal apparently that was there. And so all the prisoners were like, yeah, that's great, and they signed up for it. And supposedly they all decided to back off from it because the one that went in there came out extremely aged and crying out in pain.
Oh shit!
And so apparently they call that also the gateway to hell as well. No rhyming
Really?
intended. So it's a weird
Portal.
story.
I gotta look that up.
Your mic's doing the weird thing again.
How's it now?
It's good now.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta look up that portal thing, man. Cast portals are a trip. You know what I'm saying? There's I don't know, man. There's a lot of that's definitely something we gotta get into, man. Like that big hole in is it in Maine, one of these farms with the
I don't know.
endless hole. Oh, okay, we gotta get into that. Let's see. LSP says Castle in the Forest, the Book of Hitler's upbringing. Really? Dude was raised in a castle in the forest? I didn't know that.
Hmm.
That's cool. Yeah, man. So I just wanted to bring up some of the information of Club 33 that I was looking into, and really I wanted to talk about this couple that has made it. So it's changed my views on this entire company. It's companies that I left behind my career to be a part of, and yeah, there was times we made money. We made money, and there was a year where I had 49 people working under me. And the money was good. I'm talking work. 8,000 to 10,000 a month, and people that, and I'm like, I was chump change there. It was a good thing, man. We was making money. We are helping people. Um, we were donating a lot of money. We were doing a lot of good things, and I was all about it. But now that I see that there's a lot of these, a lot of our what do you call it? Our rich folks that are in that company. A lot of our mentors, they all have exclusive access to these kinds of things, man. And it's turned my it's changed my thinking pretty much. Um, I'm not chasing money like that no more. It's just I don't pray for money at all these days. I'm more about praying for wisdom and discernment. It's the most valuable thing right here, you know, because we only got a little bit of time. We ain't getting more of that, but you can definitely become wiser, definitely get more wisdom, help people along the way, and that's what my aim is to do now. I'm finding that I'm helping more people now just by talking to folks on screen and off screen. I'm helping more people this way than I ever have in my business. So I let it go. My I still have a couple family members who are in it. They're still running the office and everything. But after seeing people like this, man, just out in the open, I'm like, how much more, you know, business leaders and people leading big companies, are out there just to convince people and convince, keep them from the truth.
It's like a big stage, you know.
Oh, for sure.
Life's a tragic comedy. Everything's to laugh at.
Yeah, man. So that's why I like guys like Lucky Haskins. If anybody here knows Lucky Haskins, man, he's big. He's big in calling out propaganda. And I love the work that he does. This kind of things I want to start doing. Um, and then we got some more topics we're cover on that, but it's pretty much it for the Club 33 right now, man. What else you got?
I'll try to think of a subject. Mine's kind of blank at the moment.
Club 33, man. That book is freaking creepy from possession to drugs and incest too.
Yeah, apparently he the story of the man from World War II is he fancied his niece. So
really,
yeah, it's kind of freaky and not proper at all.
It's always some weird stuff like with them, man.
That's just people in history, you know. People in history, they just did weird things because it was different times.
That's how you know, man. They got some kind of spirit leading them, because then they get into all this other extra. I don't know what the word is for it. There's just always something weird about them, man. They're always into, I don't know. They got some weird kind of affiliate. What's the word? They're attracted to the weirdest stuff, man. Just not proper, like how you said. So yeah, that's all we got today, man. Just wanted to bring up that, and definitely got some more subjects that we're gonna cover, and that I like to cover. If you're up to it, and if anybody else has any more to bring to the table, definitely something we're working on here, and we're just starting to get back into the streaming thing.
Yeah, sorry I didn't have much to contribute to the topic.
Nah, you're good. You're good, bro. And I have a question for everybody that's watching. Has anybody ever had the experience of going down there to check out Club 33? Even if it's one of the copycat ones, or have you had any friends that have been there? Because here's the thing about the propaganda too, man. At first, it was like super ultra elite exclusive. Like you couldn't get nothing from that. You could not get in there. Oh, dude, the story of Walt Disney's head. I don't know if you heard about that one.
What are they, Futurama?
like the Futurama head, right? You heard about it.
I did not
Wait,
just now. I just assumed
was
it was like that.
was it on a Futurama episode or something?
No, I was just comparing it to that.
Oh, okay. So apparently this guy, he's old now, and he's writing about visiting Club 33 in the 80s. And he said he was bored, and back in the day, you can go to Disneyland and just go to Club 33 and have a dinner, right, or lunch, which is like a regular restaurant. But apparently he went there. There was the restaurant Club 33, which people can go to. It's just it was going to be super expensive. And he was just waiting in the lobby. They left him alone. And behind the receptionist's desk, he noticed there was a door behind her, and it looked like a fake door, and it was only like 4.5 feet tall. And he's like, he saw a key sitting there on the counter. It sounds crazy. So then he said he grabbed the key, opened the door just to see if it would open, and it was. It did. And then he goes down into it, and he had to crouch down, get into this 4.5 foot door, goes in, and he's in this long tunnel, and there are motion sensors. So they started coming on as he started walking through this tunnel, and it was all black and red. Gets to the end, and there's a doorway there. And when he opens the doorway, it was an elevator. Went down the elevator. This is a continuing story. It's just rambling on here. So he goes down the elevator, and he comes out, and there's this, I don't know if it's like a lab or something, but it was a room, and there was a refrigerator. And he opens the fridge, and there was the head of Walt Disney in a glass jar in frozen water. And he was like, he first he thought he was like, this was like a prop. I mean, he's thinking he's backstage. Did you know there's a whole under level of Disneyland, right?
I've heard about like
Tunnels galore. Like I have friends that work there. Some of them were greeters. I have friends that work as characters. And you don't always walk on surface level. Sometimes you go downstairs and they have these trolleys and golf carts that'll take you through the tunnels, and you go through wherever. If you need to go to Tomorrowland and work there for a couple hours, you go underground. You don't just go on surface level. So it's a tunnel through. So you thought, oh, this is a prop. I'm underground. I'm not. This is like a storage place. And then he felt like, as he was closing it, he was like, it looked all too real. He was like, that was a real head. And he felt sick, and then all these thoughts were just flowing through his head, and he was like, who the heck would do that? Like, that's sick. You know what I'm saying? He closed the refrigerator door, and there was a plaque on the refrigerator that was gold embossed, and it was a message from Walt Disney. And he said, to all my employees and friends, and he said, to all my friends in the Brotherhood, and he said, let us give back unto mankind, or treat mankind the same way that they had done unto us. Pretty much talking about revenge. And he said, on this plaque, he said, I already got one of them. He goes, those that know about us are coming. I got one of them already. He goes, you guys take care of the rest and let it. He said, he got it on the People Mover. He said something about that. He got it on the People Mover, and he left it to the Brotherhood to catch the rest of them. And he said the storyteller, the guy who was telling the story, says that back in the day there was an accident on the trolley, the People Mover, where this kid, 17 years old, who had come across some information that he shouldn't have come across, was killed by that train. He said the train ran him over and crushed him, and it ran him over going 2 miles an hour. So you can imagine how painful that is. You know what I'm saying? So what was on that plaque was Walt Disney claiming that he killed off one kid who discovered who he was, or some things about him. And he said that that was all there on this gold plaque on this refrigerator. And he came out. He went back into the elevator, went back through the tunnel, came back to the front door, that little 4.5 foot door that he stuck into. And not only was the receptionist there to greet him, the security was there. They grabbed him and they were taking him away. And apparently he mentions that there's a prison there, underground Disney. I know there's like Super Bowl jail and stuff like that, but apparently if you do some bad stuff, they need to get rid of you. They have a jail, a holding cell, and they took him to this other elevator. They're about to go down, and he bit the security guard. I don't know if you heard of the Disneyland police, but they got the mouse-shaped badges. He bit his arm to it, like it was bleeding, and he booked it, took off. And so he shares this story years later. So yeah, man, a lot of craziness in Disneyland.
Just sounds like there's a little too much going on there. That's weird. I heard there was something about Disney because in Florida it's illegal to use fireworks, and so Disney pays thousands upon thousands daily, like every month, just because they use fireworks for the shows.
Damn. Disney money is it's big money, bro.
Yeah, Disney doesn't even care.
No. And now apparently WWE is going to be under them. Well, they're part of the Saudi deal, and that's Disney too. Freaking they own everything, man. I hate when they bought out Marvel, dude, because I'm a Marvel fan. I'm like, no.
Yeah, they ruin the shows.
Yeah, I grew up watching Marvel, so now I had to watch Disney
going
Plus.
crazy.
Let's see what we got in the chat.
There you go. Your mic is back to normal.
Okay.
Every time I have to lower it because it just drives my iPad crazy.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, we're gonna figure it out, man. LSP said he worked for Walt, hosted the show. Oh shoot, really? Wow, but not Walt himself. Ed Friendly, Michael Landon, Dean Jones, and all. All right, on. Dang, that's cool, LSP, man. What do you do? I don't know why I thought you were like a trucker.
He looks like a trucker from his picture.
Looks like he does. I don't know why I'm thinking that this whole time I'm like thinking this dude drives a truck, and I don't even know why I even have that idea about him. I just know him from from the karaoke streams and all that. But then I don't know. Maybe that's cool though, man. Ed Friendly, Michael Landon, Dean Jones. Are these remind us? Are they like the story writers from back in the day? The script writers? I've heard some. I remember Michael Landon, but I don't remember what he did. I guess I could Google. Have you ever been Michael Landon? Okay, actor, filmmaker. Right on. Yeah, Disney is it sucks, man, because I grew up loving Disneyland. My parents got me all the movies. We live out here by Disneyland, so we got to go a few times. And I never took my kids there. I don't even want them. I don't even want them getting any kind of close to that. I watch what they watch and make sure that they're not watching it. Because the new movies today, the whole agenda is gonna be pushed a whole nother story. But it just sucks, man. It's like here it is that this awesome place, happy place that we can go to. And I get the every time I think about it, when walking around Disneyland, I get the butterflies in the stomach. You know what I'm saying? It's just a damn place that you feel good at. You know what I'm saying? It's a theme park. But
The
it sucks to
drumsticks there
miss.
too.
Yeah.
The huge turkey drumstick.
Oh yeah, that's right. And the corn dogs, $18 corn dogs. They said I don't know exact roles, but I know exact. Oh, that's cool. Oh man, maybe we can do something like that. I would love to hear people's stories and just randoms that you meet. Like today, I'm sharing about the youngers, who I have a lot of high suspicion about, because these people are among us. Saying they're all around us. But yeah, just another story of weirdness in this crazy world that we live in, where nothing makes sense, and nothing is as it should be. That's cool.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, thanks for being here, LSP, Salt and Light. We saw
Got soy
Lucky
sauce on the
today,
floor.
Andy. Was that it?
Got soy sauce on the floor. 1 sec.
But yeah, I've been meaning to get into a lot of Mandela's. Mandela's got to be my #1 favorite topic right now, and I think that is the most important topic outside of the gospel. Mandela effects, Bible changes. Just the other day, yesterday, it was spiritual Hulk. That was, I don't know if you watch him. Yeah, okay, he's a channel. I see Uncool there a lot. Miss Masculinist, but he covers the Bible. Yeah, it's not like a pass or anything. It's just talking about the Bible, talking about what we read there, and calling out a lot of this craziness. And he talks about the one of the verses where it was talking about a plank in your own eye. It's saying, uh, don't point out the speck in someone's eye, in someone else's eye, your brother's eye, when you got a plank in your own. Right? That's what the Bible verse. I forgot which Bible verse it was, but that's how it goes.
It
And
says
he was
something along
saying
the lines of don't like telling people not to be a hypocrite.
exactly, right. But the thing is, the Bible. I grew up reading the King James and the NIV before that. But he was saying moat, and people were, and I was like, what the heck? Don't point out the moat in your brother's eye before you point out the plank in your own. I was like, what the heck? I don't remember it being moat. And so I looked it up on Bible Hub, and there are some versions of the Bible that call it a moat instead of a speck. I grew up with it being called a speck. But here's the thing: if I'm a person who only reads the King James Bible, growing up reading the King James Bible, why would it bother me? You know what I'm saying? Like if you grew up reading something a certain way, that's the way you perceive it. If someone else says it a different way to you, naturally, you're gonna be like, that didn't sound right. Why are you using those words? And he was saying the mote in your brother's eye. Don't point out the mote in your brother's eye before you check the plank in your own. And I was like, that doesn't even freaking sound right. So I looked it up. King James, um, they use the word mote, right? Which is what the brother was reading on his YouTube channel. And he was calling it mote, and he was reading out of the King James Bible. I think he was reading the King James Bible, but anyway, today the King James Bible says, which is the most Mandela affected Bible. Today it says mote, and there's other versions of the Bible that do say speck. I think like the ESV or American Standard Version or something. However, I'm a King James Bible reader, and that does not sit well with me. You know what I'm saying? And so that's Mandela, man.
Yeah, you know what you should get? You should get it's called the Works of Flavius Josephus. Uh,
Okay.
there's 4 volumes of it, and there's a lot of residue in the second, third, and fourth. The first volume covers the war between Rome and Hebrews, and second, third, and fourth cover the Antiquities, which is the biblical history.
Oh shoot. Really? What's it called again?
The Works of Flavius Josephus, but it's spelled Josephus Flavius because I think Rome is kind of like, you read the last name
Hmm.
first, something like that. I don't know, I might be wrong on that. I'm all over the place, not on one subject.
Well, I mean, I'm over the other thing we're talking about, but I'm just saying, like, some of the stuff I want to get into in the future, definitely the changes. It bothers me. You know what I'm saying? Garrett, I don't know if Garrett's still here, but I've been on this. My latest videos I've been putting up late as of late are about Kurt Hennig. Uh, that I cannot accept the spelling of his name as it is right now. It's a totally different name. You know, I don't know if you're familiar with Mr. Perfect.
Who? Who again?
Mr. Perfect from the old WWF.
No, I never really got into World Wrestling
Oh,
Federation or entertainment, except for the old games way back when.
oh, okay. Yeah, they had some good. I think the original WrestleMania game was bad. It was good with Undertaker and Razor Ramon and all that. But yeah, Mr. Perfect's real name is Kurt Hennig, Henning, and today it's Henig. Hennig. Like they just completely changed the dude's name. It always has to do with someone who's passed away. You know, it's weird how that works. And, and the people that and his best friend also passed away last year, Scott Hall. And if you listen to Scott Hall interviews about Kurt Hennig, he says it the correct way. Kurt Hennig. You know, this is the dude's best friend. So I'm wondering who these changes affect. If when they're dead, these changes can't change their words. I don't know. I
You
gotta
ever
do some
see?
more research on that.
You ever see the old Sex and the City interviews?
No.
Like, because the changes where it says, I'm talking lower in case upstairs hears, because I don't want to hear them whine. But uh, it used to be N, and then suddenly it became end. And
Yeah.
in the old interviews, they still say N, but it says and right behind them.
Yeah, my when it comes to Mandela effects, my how do you say that? I always test, you gotta test the theories, right? And so I always test them with my wife because she doesn't know nothing about wrestling, but there's things that I can bounce off her, Bible verses. I was like, what did this Bible verse say? We was talking about this. She'll always remember the original. She's not affected. But that was a show that she and her sisters used to always watch together. And I said, what's the name of that show again? With the 4 girls are all being little hoodlums and she was like, what are you talking about? And when that show, like HBO, she was like, oh, Sex and the City. And she says it the right way. And that even showed that we were, yeah, the what do you call that? The guide on TV, the channel guide, right? It had that show. Huh?
I think you have it right there, the channel guide.
Yeah, right? And so I showed it, it was showing the show. And I go, oh, does that look right to you? She goes, nah. And she's always one I can go to. She always remembers it the correct way. My biggest, I think my infatuation with that whole subject, 50% of it is how it changes. The other 50% of it, what piques my interest. is who it affects. Because there's some people that will always receive the update, the new version. There's some people that, like my brother, I bring him up all the time. He will never accept anything I present to him when it comes to the Mandela effect. It's always, whatever this update is, whatever the new spelling, the new phrasing, he's always going with the new update. He cannot agree with me on anything. And I'm trying to find it, trying to find where it talks about this in the Bible. Because there is supposed to be, a time where there's people with the scale over their eye they just can't see. There is supposed to be people who cannot decipher these things, cannot receive discernment. And I feel like it's because where the Bible says that the fear of God is the source of all wisdom. I think there's some people that
Yeah, your
they
mic's
don't
going
receive.
crazy again.
I didn't mention the comments here. I don't know exact roles, but I know exactly where they live. Ed Friendly was a horse racer. He lived in Delmar. All right. Dean Jones did the Herbie movie. Herbie. Oh, okay. He owns the Volkswagen. He showed me how it worked. That's cool. Herbie, man. I've heard he has bent wrist. What? He was bent wrist. I'm not sure what that phrase means. But yeah, definitely I want to get into start talking about those changes sometime.
You should look up pictures of the thinker.
Yeah, I think you're right. So
Because
which one is the correct one? Is it the forehead?
yeah, I think it's a forehead where he's like that.
Uh-huh.
And it's weird because there are pictures where it shows people imitating it, but it's changed to I think the chin on the statue, but the people remain the same.
The thinker, man. I remember Brian talking about that. And he has like all these kids that were standing in front of the statue and they were doing this.
Yeah.
Right?
That's where I saw that from.
Wow. I'm getting a lot of sound clips of people talking about Lion and the Lamb, and also the story of Jonah, or no, I'm sorry, Noah and the flood, and he sent out the ravens, and then he sent out the dove, right?
Sparrow. With Sparrow, I think.
Is it sparrow?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, I see.
Correct.
But then when the dove comes back with the olive branch, right? Apparently, the Bible doesn't say that no more.
I can't say for sure because I don't want to accidentally mess anything up.
Oh,
but I think about the olive branch and the dove.
You remember the olive branch and the dove?
I think that's the correct one.
I remember the olive branch and the dove. Yeah, yesterday in church, I stream my church service, and my wife does the Sunday school, and she did Noah. I didn't know what she's going to do with the class, but she did Noah, and the kids are all talking about it, and the kids bring it up that the dove came back with an olive branch. Yeah, but today is nowhere in no version of the Bible does it say olive branch. It says the leaf plucked. A single leaf. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, there's also all the other verses that are missing. Do unto others. Part about the truth setting you free.
That's all gone now?
Well, it's all scrambled.
Oh,
Again, I got a little lazy. It's been months since I've been on the topic, but I've been
Mm.
trudging through Flavius Josephus, and I find residue from time to time. Like, yeah, how now in the KJV it says camel's furniture, but in Josephus it still says the camel's saddle.
The camel's furniture.
Yep.
The thing is, because I've argued with people that have, there's some guys that have some big channels, 200,000-300,000 followers, and I was talking with them on Facebook. I ain't gonna put their name out there, but I was talking with him and I said, look, you know, he's well versed in the Apocrypha and you know, talking about giants and fallen angels and all this stuff, but he refuses to accept that the Bible has ever changed. And and I said, well, just look at the King James. How much of it has changed? And I was bringing up all these examples. And he said, well, don't you know, since 1800, there's been 20, I don't know, I forgot what the numbers he throws out there. There's been all these versions of the Bible. Yeah, LSP, you got it, right? Olive Branch. Yeah. And he said, well, don't you know that the King James Bible has all these versions to it? And I said, I can understand if they say, you know, 2012, they looked over the translations and they said, oh, well, this word should have been translated to this word, and that word should have been translated to this word, because we fought about the unicorn that's now in the Bible, and they said it's a reference to a rhinoceros, that there was a unicorn. They called it unicorn. But they said, oh, it's just a rhinoceros. So you mean to tell me that Job, you know, he was supposed to farm the land with the rhinoceros, according to what you're telling me?
Yeah, even the unicorns are a supernatural change. It used to be, I think,
Horned
wild ox.
wild ox.
Yeah.
There you go. So then now I'm like, so I brought it up. I said, so why is unicorn in there? And they go, oh, they're referring to the rhinoceros because he has the one horn. I'm like, so the unicorn that comes into the Bible, it was saying that the unicorn is gonna go pick up the saddle and go and plow the field alone. What they're saying is they're talking about, it's referring to work, that you need to go work the land, and that the ox is not gonna go and saddle himself and plow the land by himself. But now that the word is a unicorn, you know what I'm saying? So if you're telling me you're talking about a rhinoceros, you're telling me that people plowed the ground with rhinoceros, which I don't think, I don't know. I don't know how
I think
you get to
rhinos are
that.
too unruly.
Yep. But the guy who has the big channel, he was arguing and saying, there's so many versions of King James. There's so many. That's why in this edition it said this word, and in this today's edition it says this word. So then I said, okay, well, go get me two different versions of the King James version or King James Bible, and show me text by text, compare them, and show me where one said this word and one says this word now. It doesn't exist. No one's up to the challenge. No one's ever presented that. As far as I've seen on YouTube, there's not an old edition of King James versus for today's King James.
Cognitive dissonance.
Exactly. You know, and so they're just, they don't want to put any energy trying to proving it right. They just go with what that narrative is. You know, and that's part of what drives me to talk about it, because all these people that are being deceived and just accept it as it is, that's my blood, that's my family, you know. And I'm like, I went to church with you guys my whole life, and you guys just can't see that there's something wrong here, you know. But yeah, I would love to dive into more of the Mandela effects, man, especially the Bible changes. You know, I find a lot of residue on what's the Ed McMahon. I found some residue on Ed McMahon, some rap songs that talked about him and his what do you call it? What's the company? Dang it.
I don't remember the company, but I remember the whole weird thing where he does the checks now.
Yeah, right. Apparently he never worked for them. Publishers Clearinghouse.
Yeah, that one.
Clearinghouse or Clearers House or something.
I think that's what Steve Lee always brought up.
Yeah. I found a rap song. I called into his show and brought it up. Some rap songs from 1998 talking about in the Publishers Clearinghouse. But yeah, the evidence is out there. You know, it's just that again. That brings me back to people that are put in place just to throw us off. You know?
Gatekeepers.
Yeah, a lot of them are YouTube people, YouTube folks that some of them might watch too, and I'm like, yeah, this guy is just here to distract me some more, or throw some extra BS out there just to throw me off the track. But yeah, man, they
By
would
the
cut
way,
it
I
off.
think
Huh? Quit.
I think one of the supernatural things might be the whole worldwide Tartaria thing that people keep talking about. I think that's a change as well.
What do you think about it? Hey, I bring it. I bring it every day. Welcome. You think that's a change on the
Yeah, because
Tartarians?
otherwise people would have known about it by now. Like back when we were in school, like originally Tartaria used to be like this big chunk of land over in Europe, and it was the
That's right.
Mongols' empire. It was a Mongolian thing. Mongolians were called
Yeah.
Tartars, and now all of a sudden it's spanned the whole world out of nowhere. It's just, I don't know, it's weird. People will argue on this like their lives depended on it when it's it's bizarre.
I know, right? And so now it, the Tartarus and the people of Tartaria or that region in the Mongols, right? That
Yeah,
is I've only started seeing that last year or maybe even this year. To me, it's new information. What do you think about that? You think that was just put out there?
I think they got people throwing information out there at this point just to keep leading people thinking this thing or that.
There you go.
As we're told, you're not supposed to make any images of what's in heaven, on the earth, or in the earth. And the thing is people see statues of what looks like Jesus, and then suddenly they lose all their hope because they think that it happened long before they were born. Meanwhile, they'd at least have a chance to live once before that happens.
Yeah, the way that they throw info out there, man, throwing people off. I think what you got to do is, like, to me,
Because
I rely on just what I can see, man. I see structures everywhere. From stone that was stone that was taken from America that are now in the Polynesian islands, in the land where my people came from. Nobody talks about how he got there. The
that and
shapes that they're in.
the Kensington runestone too,
What's
which
that?
is it's a stone that was found in America. It was written on by what would they be called now? Back then they were called the Goths, and they wrote about them being there, the troubles they gone through, the men they lost, and then more men. And well, basically they left the stone there because it's huge. They couldn't carry it, and stone eventually fell over. A tree grew over on top of it, and a farmer in the late 1800s, he he chopped down the tree and he found the stone underneath it, and suddenly, boom, Kensington runestone is known about. It's a very weird story.
Uh,
I found that in the same book I was reading about Africa and all that. well, not Africa, but the Templars in America, history of Africa here, all the other places.
That's cool. We gotta start. Maybe we can present that sometime.
That would be a cool subject to talk about.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
supposedly the first European ever born over in America would be in 1009 or 1010. There's a Viking named Snorri, and his dad was a man named Thorson.
Born or so. That's all in that same book with the Templars.
Yep, and it even spans into the like 12 tribes, like the lost tribes of Israel and all that,
Mm, that's
saying Native
definitely something.
Americans might be that. Ooh, there's another cool book that you get that you might like. I mean, we're not here to advertise books, but I have it over here. One sec.
What's up, Franny Kino?
This book right here.
Exploding the Israel deception. Ah, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it goes into Israel of the flesh, which is the one that everyone's focused on now. People saying that they're of this or of the land over there from 1948.
Uh-huh.
And then it goes into spiritual Israel, which would be us, because we have
All
faith
of
in
us,
Jesus.
right? We are Israel. Yeah,
And
exactly.
it reveals I should say, it reveals the throne of the Antichrist being in the Vatican. Because it talks about all the prophecies that have already been fulfilled through Jesus. And like the false prophet would be someone in religion who takes authority.
Hmm. That is definitely something we gotta. Maybe we gotta do this. Do a book club thing and break that down.
A book club
Present
would be
that
awesome.
information. Heck yeah. Yeah, we gotta. I'll get a copy of that. We'll just go through maybe a couple chapters at a time and highlight some things that we want to bring up.
It's only 127 pages, so it's a quick read if you want to just read through it in one day. You know?
Yeah, man, we do that. Definitely the Israel thing. The Israel thing gets me, man. Just I mean, I think we have similar circles of friends here on YouTube. And yeah, the deception gets a lot of folks. It catches a lot of people, and you'd be surprised on who it gets. But that's part of what we do here. You know what I'm saying? Is sharing that stuff because, um, if we do care about somebody, we'd like for them to see the truth. Like for them to understand when, especially when the deceiving people, our enemy, as deceiving as they are, when they're out there doing the thing, man, people get caught up and I get so shocked and it's like, how do you not see that? But yeah, man, definitely got to do something like that.
That's sick.
I hope everybody in the chat is doing well.
Show you another interesting book. I read through it all the way,
Yeah.
well, mostly. But
What? Really? Who are they refer? Oh, they talking about Jesus?
yep, talking about Jesus. L. Taylor Hanson. And
Oh, that's cool. So what do they think, man?
it's very
His journey's right
interesting.
up here, huh?
Inside, nice the camera thing. Kind of feel a little silly, but it goes into how Native Americans talked about a great prophet, and he had many names since they couldn't say his name very well in their own tongue. And when they tried to say his name, it sounded like they said chi, and then I don't like saying the Greek thing, but they sound like they said chi Zeus, but they were trying to say Jesus.
Really?
Yeah, and it's interesting. It goes into how he taught them all the commandments, how taught them the two most important ones: love God thy Father with all thy heart, soul, and mind, and love thy neighbor. But how he describes it as love one another as Jesus loves us.
That's cool. I mean, I would have died. I mean, who says he couldn't have made it here to the Americas? There's nothing said that he could. You know, man, I want to check that out. That's interesting. I don't think I've heard that thought process or that theory. I don't think I've heard that wrong. I think. But that's interesting. Seriously.
There's another book, I'm not really sure where I have it at the moment, but it's about Jesus in Tibet, Persia, and India.
Okay. Oh, India, I've heard of. The Hindu. I used to be security for a big Hindu temple, and people will converse with me and just ask me stuff like, oh, how do you like working here? And they got to be me, knowing about me being a Christian, and then they would tell me like, oh yeah, all the Hindus know about Jesus. I was guarding a temple where they worship 39 different gods. And so I'm there all the time. This is years ago. Um, I'm eating with them, hanging out with them, and they're telling me about like all the Hindu priests or whatever you call it, whatever their leaders are.
Shamans.
They they all acknowledge Jesus, and they said that he was um, a very enlightened man who came to India
I
and
think
spoke to them.
the name that they called him was ISSUS. I can't remember how. I'm not sure.
It's all similar, the way everybody names them. Like Samoa, Yesu, it's all similar. I heard
Now,
him say it was cool.
one of the names is Wakia.
Well,
That's
Kia.
that's one of the Native American ones.
Oh wow, I haven't heard that. That's cool.
Because the first time they encountered him, they saw him walking atop the waters of the ocean, and not a drop of water was on him.
Wow. This is also Native Americans.
Yeah, those are the folks that call him Wakia.
I heard about some biblical correlation. Moab. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we gotta go start going through some of those books, eh? You know, I think there's some cool stuff we can present from some of it. There's some information there that some people would like to hear about. Definitely, I'm interested. But yeah, I think we're gonna be wrapping it up. So, but yeah, if anybody else got any questions or don't want, maybe want to come up and say hi, we'll put it out there too. Oh, let me just do this. I forgot to do this earlier. So how long it's been since I've done this. But yeah, man, we gotta cover some Mandela changes, some Native American Jesus stories. I think that's interesting. You think that Jesus knew, like, because the Americas are definitely a place of importance because of ley lines, things like that, energies that are traveled here, and I'm sure like God Himself comes down in human form. There's places that He'd want to go. I don't know. He'd want to go visit or need to go visit, and things that He needs to get done.
I think he needed to visit everyone because that way everyone would know the truth. Because Jesus was around in the beginning, like he He's the literal word of God. People always mix it up with the Bible, and the Bible is only scripture, but Jesus is the word of God. And even when Jesus was crucified, China, they actually knew about it because they were reading signs in the sky, like in the stars and all that. And they said, it said, man of heaven has died. All the sins of the world are now on one man. That's what they figured from the sky in China.
Wow.
There's like a rainbow ring around the sun.
Rainbow ring. Oh, sweet. That's. I never heard that.
Oh, it's so interesting. There's another video. I sent it to Ronnie, but I don't think he's seen the whole thing yet. Where this Chinese dude, he goes into the history of China and the fact that their original religion was basically like the Hebrews, or like as Christianity, because well, the thing is their characters for their writing depict biblical events, and that's how.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and it was cool. He was showing them how they actually knew the story of the Bible without knowing it. And I'm trying to remember. I think he says that the Chinese version of, our Father's name in heaven is Shangdi.
Shandi, that sounds. Hold on, I heard that somewhere. Or maybe it was a. Okay, I gotta look into that. Shandi. That sounds like one of those characters, man. Okay, I'm gonna revisit that. So Shandi is supposed to be their who they call Jesus.
No, who is, Jehovah, God our Father, the great I am that I am, the Most High, God our Father in heaven.
Oh, I see. Man, that is cool, man. See, I got a lot of stuff that I want to start looking into this now. We're just kind of throwing a lot of ideas out there.
By the way, that's another supernatural change. Now, if you read the Bible, it says, I am who I am. Where it used to say, I am that I am.
No freaking way, man. Are you serious? You gotta stop, bro. I am who I am.
And you got the word science, and I forget which one it is, but it's in one of the Timothys.
Science?
Yep.
Science is couch, bottles,
Moon lawns.
Alien. Dude, Matrix? Are you freaking kidding me, bro? Matrix?
One sec, your mic is messing up.
I think you just want to speak too loud or something. Laura Spike says, the word is written upon the heart. Once the Holy Spirit came into the world, the truth was put on the heart. Correct me if I'm wrong. Bread. Yes, we got an echo today. It's okay. Truth was put.
Yeah, we're using an iPhone and an iPad.
Truth is put in the heart. The Matrix. Do you remember reading that word ever in the Bible?
Only after all the changes.
Oh yeah.
I got to read through it all the way once with very minimal changes, and then on the second read through, I noticed all these weird, different things. And I was like, I don't remember that being in there. And I was like maybe I was misremembering. And then I ended up on John Kerwin's channel, his Wake Up or Else.
Okay.
That's the channel I got booted from, and then I went on the panel to get unblocked, and then they didn't like my humor. But it's a cool channel. But and he He helped me see all those changes. He's a good dude.
Uh, I think you're right, LSP. I think you're all right. So you brought up the Mandela change, and you got kicked off for that, or you
No,
got
no,
blocked
no.
for that?
He covers the supernatural changes. It's just my sense of humor they don't like there.
I don't know. Some people gotta lighten up, man. Yeah. Like when you start putting stuff in chats and like in people's in chat, I think it's hilarious. You know,
It's like kind of like bouncing the ball off a wall. Like,
yeah,
otherwise, if I don't have anything, I don't have anything to retort back. But
yeah.
yeah, people didn't like all that. Eventually, they started saying that taco comments were inappropriate. But if something's crunchy, you best go see a doctor. Because tacos are delicious and cheap, but the other is too expensive.
Oh man. Well, we got. I'm gonna tell Steve that we'll do comedy. Like I think that'd be an awesome stream. Everybody just come up there and just tell some jokes, man. We were doing that. We were doing it a couple months ago. Everybody sharing jokes. And I think that'd be hilarious to do. But yeah,
That would be
man.
great. Book clubs and comedy.
This used to be a book club channel, but like again, like I tell you, my mode of thinking a few years ago was different. It was all about self improvement, so that we can go out there and be super positive and attract all this money. Yeah, these are different now.
Self
Yeah,
improvement's not bad though.
it's not. I mean, definitely working on yourself. See, the reason why I'm able to, or I was as successful as I was, is because I'm not to like brag or anything. I'm mentally strong. Like people, I got haters and people that talk crap about me all the time right now. And everything that I do, I'm highly what's the word? Scrutinized. I don't know. People judge me and stuff that I do and don't agree with it, and uh, yeah, I just brush it off, man. I'm just like I'm doing what I do because I feel like I help people, and I just brush it off. Anyways, self improvement came in handy in everything that I do and everything that I was able to build.
We went up like this at the same time. It's too
Yeah,
perfect.
that's gonna be a part of our intro. Just both of us going,
Gotta grow it all the way back down here. That's how
Yeah, he
far I
had
was, I
a.
think, before.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw you. It was that thing was way down there.
Yeah, last time I shaved was in November, mid-November.
November. Yeah, I remember then I seen your, I remember you saying it in the chat that you shaved. What's up, Cindy?
Yeah, I messed up this spot right here because I cut it with an old razor blade. Now it kind of looks a little less than this side.
Oh, where it dips in right here.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. That, uh,
like
yeah.
I got this thing in my way because I'm using the paper towel holder. This side, you can't see the skin, but this side you can.
Oh,
A
I
little.
see. You gotta do it thick, man. Mine is a little thin, but Samoans are not really hairy. They're really not. Just like yours
I'm a big
are.
mutt. I'm a mix.
What do you mix with?
Let's see, mostly German and Irish, and then a bit of Native American, and I'm trying to remember the other ones, either French or Corsican, because my great aunt supposedly says that we're related to Mr. Bonaparte through him being many uncles,
Oh,
because
I see.
it would only be through him being an uncle, because Bonaparte's only son passed away at 21 without an heir,
Oh, I see. Wow.
unless he had several other kids that no one ever knows about back then. It's a big maybe.
Cindy doesn't recognize you. So, I did put our little. I'm supposed to put our names right here, but
Oh, I got
I'm running it off the
Bukuk.
phone.
It says Bukuk for my name.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, Cindy, that's it. I know I gotta put our little names up there. Yeah. I'm totally not a professional in this at all.
Yeah, professionalism. It's just a standard.
I'm actually mixed with English. I don't know if people count. I don't know. I guess people don't count it after a certain amount of generations. But my great grandfather was an Englishman. My last name is not even a Samoan name or Samoan name. It's what do you call it? What am I? It's Babylonian.
Oh wow.
Yeah, many is apparently it was when the hand wrote on the wall in the book of Daniel.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and they wrote these words on the wall. One of the words, and I think the middle one was many. And so my family's last name was originally a Samoan name, but my great grandfather's last name was Trude from England. And the Samoan culture is weird. If you become a chief, you can change your whole family name to your first name. So my grandfather was named Meni after the writing on the hand by the hand in the book of Daniel. And hey Sharon, good to see you. And yeah, so when he became chief, changed the whole family name to his first name, which is Meni. So a lot of Samoans they don't recognize my last name because it's not a Samoan last name.
That's pretty cool though. It's a fake
Yeah.
name. I don't know what it means, but
Apparently there's another David Meni out there somewhere too. He's like a Middle Eastern dude in New York. But yeah, good to see everybody in the chat. Sharon, Cindy, welcome. Today we were talking about Club 33 and some of the rich people that I met that are members of the real Club 33, and then we started talking about some other stuff. But
yeah, you can say that the topic on the Youngs got a bit old, so we changed it.
Yeah, I know. We blew right through it. But definitely planting some seeds and stuff that I would like to cover in the future, man. Some cool
I
stuff.
wasn't marking the topic, by the way. It's just a dumb joke.
Oh no, you good. Yeah. But yeah, the Jesus stuff in the Americas, I like to check that out. That sounds cool. That's definitely interesting.
Yeah, it was compiled by Hansen by Living Among the Tribes. Like he didn't just stick with one; he kept going, getting interviews from people. They even talk about the mounds like a little bit in there.
That's something with the giant buried under them or something, right?
Yep, it mentions it briefly, but it's interesting.
There is a mound in Samoa. They say that it's a pyramid because, like I was talking about earlier, there's stones that were brought to the islands that are used to build stuff. In Tonga, they have stones from South America that they used to build two things. They built a pyramid and they built like a pie structure, just a single pie sign, but it's like 20 feet tall, each stone. Yeah, it was like 20 feet, and then another 20 foot right across. You know, and the same stones were used to build the pyramid in Tonga. And now we have a mound in Samoa that they discovered in the forest, the rainforest, which was what they say was a pyramid and there was a village all around them. All of them are run out of that village. Everything was over. It's abandoned. The pyramid is overgrown, completely covered with brush, with leaves, and it's all green now. So now you have this big green mound, and they said underneath it is a pyramid. Yeah.
It's so
I don't know
cool.
why. I don't know why we left the pyramid or why we even built it, because we don't build things like that. We still live. If you go to Samoa today, they still live in the village type huts, grass huts that they did back in the day. We
Yeah,
have
but
those
it's nice.
houses, and then we have what we call the white man house, which is a modern house. You know, they just, not to be derogatory, that's just what they call it. They call it Langi house. It's what the white man taught them how to build a home with walls and windows and doors and stuff. We still also have the huts that we live in today.
Yeah,
So I'm like, why did we build a pyramid?
that is a good question. Sounds like a nicer way of living though, because you probably have less, you know, uh, I'm not really too fond of saying the word, but less taxes if you're making huts like that. And
Mhm.
I'm curious, isn't like the Hebrew word for God look like the pi symbol?
Is
I
it?
think.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. I want to say yeah.
Like it's been a while since I looked at it. I mean, someone that can look it up on the internet right now. I don't want to leave this StreamYard thing in case I wind up exiting.
Hmm. The LSP says in Mexico, last names are given by the terrain you're born on. That's awesome. Unless you're from Spaniard descent. Really? So yeah,
It's
my guess is the Spaniards brought those stones over to the islands. These are foreign rocks that we use to build these structures. I think the Spaniards had something to do because they're the only
oh,
ones. They were the
yeah.
only ones that had the
Your
power to do it.
your mic is going crazy.
How's this?
That's better.
Okay. I think it's just because it's the Bluetooth. Um, I'm using the Bluetooth thing, so it's just signals. Um, but yeah, I think the Spaniards brought those stones over to us because if you remember, like on the movie Castaway, he had to wait for that one time of year to leave the island and hopefully sail back to the mainland.
Is that the movie with Wilson
Yeah,
and that dude who's now classified as a creepy
that
dude?
weirdo. Yep, him, that guy. They that was in Fiji. That was filmed on Fiji. And the story is like he's on some kind of island out there in the Pacific, and that's true. The wind blows from South America towards Polynesian islands all year long, except for this one time. So it would be almost impossible unless someone, made that trek, made that journey during that one time and throughout the whole year. The winds blow towards the west from that area. It'd be easy for someone to sail from South America to one of our islands. So if someone they said that, we they, whoever those stones came from, I'm guessing they came from that way. I
Uh,
don't buy into the whole alien stuff.
Trying to remember. One second, I'm gonna go grab that book and I can show you an interesting one that people think either Templars made or Vikings made or Spaniards made. It's gonna mute. Turn the camera.
Good to see you on here, Sharon. LSP, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, we're just talking about all kinds of stuff. But yeah, a lot of these topics are stuff that I've been wanting to like dive in more into, get more information and present. It's just haven't really gotten around to it. But yeah, I'm glad we're able to cover some of it today with Ed. And again, the links out there in the chat if anybody wants to come on.
1 second. Trying to find a picture of it since I can't bring it up. It's interesting. It's a tower that people keep arguing over. That is in some American dude's will from the 1700s. The Newport
that's
Tower.
high sign.
1 sec. Where's the camera? Newport Tower.
How do I make you? Oh wow. Newport Tower?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that little thing down there. Can't really see what I'm doing right now.
I see at the top of that tower. That's some weird stuff.
People think either Vikings or Spaniards, and this is that book.
Templars in America.
Unfortunately,
So you know how
it's that terrible thing about people who sound like they use bricks. It's the only unfortunate thing about this one.
They don't cover that.
No, I'm talking about stonemasons covered naked. Yeah, but
Let's see. So you know how propaganda works, man. They put these things, hints and clues, all up in media. And one of my favorite games to play is Assassin's Creed. Have you ever played any of these?
oh yeah, definitely. When I was growing up, that's how far back I go.
I played 3 of them. The pirate one, the Roman Greek one. I've done some streams on that one, and the one where they come to the Americas, where it's the early times in America, and they're you're dealing with George Washington and all that. Anyways, they keep the whole story. Like I don't know, try to piece together the story, but it's about the Templars, and they made them. They portray them as a cult that is there in behind the scenes, pretty much, of all these historical events. And that game just straight out tells you like, they were there the whole time.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the actual Templars, the originals, if they were actually good guys who got set up, and then the recent ones possibly are just the ones who take the name and drag it through the mud while pretending to be good people.
Really?
That's what I wonder, because it would be easy back then to just literally just drag a person's name through the mud.
I see. So on the game, that would be the Romans, the Colonials, and the pirates. All the pirates in the Atlantic and the Caribbean. They were all the Templars. That's just the 3 titles I have played. I'm pretty sure they also go into uh, Egyptian times and things like that. So yeah, I to what you said. Anybody that's made to be a bad guy in our historical teachings, I question it.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
the French king only did it because he didn't want to pay off his debt, because he racked up a huge debt to the Templars.
I wonder what else is involved, man. Throughout our history and stuff that we've been taught. Saying it has to do with that. It's a lot to go through, man. But I think we're gonna shut it down and then figure out what we're gonna do next and bring some more stories into this thing, or some books maybe.
All right, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you brought some stuff that I definitely want to go into. And also some videos that I like to break down, man. There's some stuff I came across the past couple of days got my attention, and I had to do with spiritual wickedness and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, you have any closing thoughts, man?
Yeah, really only just another picture I want to show, but then we might go another hour over the end of the stream. But it's in the same book, so I don't really have to go too far.
Send me some of the names, the titles, man. I'll probably order something and look them up.
Like I've been trying to find a book on the Zeno narrative, but I can't find one. But trying to find the Westford Knight. That's what I'm looking for. Where? I don't remember these pages. That's still the tower. Alright, so literally the only thing I can find it for. This is found in a rock in, I think it's Massachusetts. But, one sec, where is the camera? One sec. There we go.
So they found that in a rock.
Yep, it's, they kept, I mean, it was luckily not destroyed by dynamite or anything like that, and it was eroding away, but they managed to preserve it with some strange efforts. Someone put like a chalk outline on it, like just covered in chalk, and found out it's a memorial to someone who died in America, the 1400s.
Damn,
Wait,
cool.
no, I think 1300s. 13 or 14. But yeah, and not too far from there is Boatstone, Westford, Massachusetts.
Got the arrow. What is that? A boat?
Yep, and then there's the numbers right here. 184.
What is it? 184?
Yep.
What the heck? That's cool. So what do you think about it?
People like to argue for the whole, guy. His name was apparently actually Giovanni Gregore, but people call him Columbus. Because the story goes for that one is he was actually a pirate who owed people, and he decided to go to where they wouldn't dare go to get away from all his debts that he had.
That's interesting. We gotta look into Columbus too, man. The giants descended from fallen angels helped build the pyramids. They have power over physics, yeah. There's supernatural abilities all over there. Pyramids. Yeah, pyramids are everywhere. And definitely they brought in technology, started teaching us stuff. I think they were saying the angels were the one that taught us to cut the roots and medicine.
What's it called? They taught people alchemy, blacksmithing, and all the stuff that people aren't supposed to know.
That's great.
And they thought they knew a lot, but when they were receiving their judgment, they're told that they basically knew nothing when they came down here thinking that they were the big mutts. Yeah, just a lot of wannabes.
Yep.
There's only one God, and that is our Father.
That's right. And those things, I still think they're lingering around today, and portraying. Some of them look like us. Some of them look like. I told you about the black orb earlier. I was in my garden.
Yeah, we were warned that be aware, for like the devil and his emissaries can change themselves into angels of light and deceive many.
Yeah.
So they get that shape shifting ability.
Oh yeah. For sure. You know. LSP, you know a lot about this stuff. I didn't know. See, the food pyramid is slow harvesting, just like the old pyramids. The dang pyramid, man, it's everywhere.
It is
Again,
in the
Assassin's
beginning.
Creed pushes the pyramid. All these new movies that I'm looking at my kids and I'm like, what are you guys watching? And I'm seeing all the pyramids glorified, you know, and all the new films. But it's good to talk about. There's some people that say, you know, why would we cover it? Because a lot of people cover it already. Yeah, but there's a lot of people that don't know. That's to me, that's more important. Put the
Yeah,
word out there.
what angle did they cover it at?
Yeah, exactly. You know, so definitely got a lot more we're gonna be covering. I gotta shut it down. I think people are about to kick my door down.
You made it past the 2 hour mark, though. At least you did that.
Yeah, but thanks for
Yeah.
everybody's coming by.
Your mic's messing up.
Thanks for everybody stopping by. We appreciate you guys here. And you know, closing words, Ed.
See you next time.
See you next time. Absolutely. Thanks for coming by. Much love to everybody. I'll see you guys in the chat. It's like we always do. And you know, at all the truth that we cover here, number one thing, the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, Yeshua, however you call him, you know, the number one truth. Peace and blessings to you all. God bless. Take care. See you guys.
God bless.